Welcome back to the next episode of Stoneblock 4. Today, there's a couple things I want to do. Between the episodes, I've kind of tried to start to get like a scheme or something together for this section. I kind of like it. I don't hate it, but we'll see. So last episode we left off, we are going to try and craft the uh antimatter and stuff needed for the quantum stuff for 82. However, before we do that, we need to upgrade our power situation because this is it. It handles our needs for now and just barely. Whenever we try to start crafting the quantum stuff, it's gonna take a lot of crafting, a lot of resources, and we need the stuff to go as fast as possible. Otherwise, it'll be crafting for literal hours on hours on hours. And I don't want that, so we upgrade our power first, and then we'll get a whole bunch of AE2 infrastructure going so that we can craft it as fast as possible, reasonably at least. But yeah, so let's get into it. And one mod that I've never really used for its power generation, I've always had it as like side, like is in like, whatever, just extra power on the side. That was not never the goal, is mechanism. So I think we're gonna go with mechanism power and see how it goes. Which means I'm also gonna have to just start moving stuff around to actually get it connected with the system. I'm doing some like legwork around here, so we have a cable around here with an extended pattern provider, and then I'll probably just open for now. Where is this dude? What are you doing down? How do you even get down there, bro? Huh? Anyway, we'll throw down this netherite furnace here, just for now. Plug that in, and now we have all this. We should be able to get an induction card. Induction. Have the basic card. We need a flux accessor. Let's go ahead and teach a system how to make it, I guess. Might as well. We might as well. Yeah, this is gonna be where we're starting to teach it everything that we kind of need on the fly. This thing, which needs this. Oh my god, of course. Of course, one of these. We can't do that just yet, so ugh. So for now, I guess we're done. We're just stuck just batch crafting for now. I'll only show this once, so we don't have to, like, watch it the whole time. So now we have an induction card. This should just get power now. It's feeding power from our system in here, which is all well good and well and nice. So now we can put a whole bunch of patterns in here. But need to input output here, auto input and all that as well. Now that we have our buses and stuff we can craft, we can go do this. This is gonna be for our steel because we're gonna need a lot of steel. So if we go ahead and tell our thing to make some iron or export iron into here, this should accept it. Project on, output there. Now we just need power though. That's gonna be an issue. Not really. I mean, let's be for real. It's not really an issue. We can just put it like here for now. It's kind of dirty right now, but we'll clean it as we go. Now that we have this going, we're going to need to teach the system how to make the carbon stuff. So we're going to need an enrichment chamber here. And actually, we should do an enrichment factory, which I don't think you can do with just factories, just off rip. Because I think they've gated it behind some dumb stuff. Not going to lie. So yeah, use tier. You have to use tier installers to do it. So you have to do tier installer, and then here, how are these made? So you can buy them. It's a upgrade machine to tier, so we get for 225 gold or money dollars. You can get all of them. Not worth it at all. Or you can do it this way, which is what we'll be doing. So we will once again just start batch crafting stuff. Then we have some. We can just go ahead and slap it on like so. And there we go. We do on. And here we actually don't. We can just do a regular Fluix cable out to here. We'll grab a extended pattern here. We will put the induction card. We're gonna need one of this. We're gonna need one of these. Probably no, we don't need one of those. So induction card that. Our return inventory is now full. Oh, because we're hooked up to here. Okay. Yeah, let's what are you hooked up to down here? Nothing. Guess we can get rid of these actually. And then I'm just gonna do this. I've gone through this before on my channel. There's probably a million other things that million other like tutorials that are better than mine that can show you on how to set up basic mechanism automation. So I'm gonna kind of just go through it. I've done it many times on the channel. Or not, maybe not many, but at least once or twice, I think. I think at least twice. So I'm not gonna do it again. But there are plenty of tutorials on there, so I'm just gonna automate most of this. I'll bring you in every now and then. But just for example, I'll kind of show you what I'm doing here. So like enriched carbon is gonna be this. However, I want to change this to be a stack. So it does a stack at a time. That's just faster. It's proven and all that. To change your what the amount is, you use middle click and do that. So yeah, this is what I'll be doing. Now that we can do enriched coal, though, I'm also going to set up 2 more things here, exporters. We should be at 120. Oh my god, it's getting cramped in here. Come through the R's place that we have not touched in forever. I know I said I was going to skip through all this, but I just want to do like this one thing and I'll set up the rest of it. We're going to need a crafting card, I think. I think it's called a crafting card. Yeah, we need a crafting card here. Can we just craft it? Let's just teach the system how to make it because I'm sure we'll be needing it. Do that and come to this tab, put it in there. Now we should be able to request crafting cards. So 2 export bus crafting, and then we'll grab the enriched coal so that we can request enriched coal when it can fit in here. Then from here, the left should be extra, I think. And then here should be input, output. And there we go. Now we're doing that. We need to set our inject to on. And now these should be getting filled up with enriched coal. Well, eventually. I need to set this to extra. And it will, once this fills up, I think it'll do it. Well, let's put our acceleration. If you put acceleration cards in here as well, it'll speed up the requesting. And you'll be able to do more at a time. What's our speed at? Yeah, we also need to do upgraded cards. These have at mech upgrade. I know I said I'd go through all this, but okay, so we need to teach system how to do these things also. So now, for example, we have steel completely automated. I went down here and attached this to export steel dust at all times. So we don't, because steel dust by itself, I'm pretty sure is useless. Yeah, it's useless. You just want the steel ingots, so. And we definitely need to upgrade our power, because even just trying to run this basic stuff, we are hurting for power. Alright, actually changing plans. We're not going to do mechanism. We still need all this set up anyway, so it's not going to be a waste of time or anything. I kind of want to try out Oritech. I might regret this. I'm not sure. Is it reactors sufficiently cool reactors like to make big holes? Alright. So nuclear reactor controller is going to take processing units, which we'll have to automate. Electrum, redstone, plastic. Oh, it's easy for us to automate. Oh yeah. Oh, this will be easy for us to do at this point. The assembler, which we have over there. So we can automate those pretty easily. We're gonna need this reactor wall, which is gonna take steel plates. Or not. So this is just crafting. We get 4 for that. 2, 3 steel. So this is definitely the better way to do it. This is the much better way to do it. So we'll do that. Easy enough. We can do any of these, honestly. Let's do nickel, because we have a lot of nickel. We're just not using any of it. So that's just gonna take nickel, 2 steel, and plastic. All this is easy for us, so yeah, I think this is all we need. Nickel, steel. Processing unit. All right. Let's get all together. So Oritech is over here. We need to run our cable over here. Not really sure on how many channels. 12 of 128. How many channels are we at right now? I think I came down over here. 15. Okay, we have so many channels. So many. All right, I've been very, very busy between cuts here just to get our basic Oritech stuff set up. Boom. Here's our room. Fantastic. Look at this thing. Our particle accelerators and stuff will go down here for more tech, but I'll do like a whole video on that probably. The rest of this is just setting up different machines, and they're all set up the same way. It's like you make the fragmentation forge, however you make it, then you build the machine cores around it. Same with like our refinery over here. So like refinery, this is how you build it. Cores. There's also refinery chamber modules. This is how you craft it. You put them on top. Each one of these gives you an extra thing over here. You can do up to 2 of these. If you don't have 2 of these up here, you want to have access to either of these. Things like that. They're getting powered up, and they also have like recipes in there. There's like basic automation set up, like nothing crazy. It's really just basic stuff. I don't know. Like, unless you've never ever used Oritech and you have trouble figuring things out, then I guess it'd be hard, or harder, I guess. But a lot of this is self-explanatory through the Oritech quest book, so I just kind of cut it all out. Hopefully that's okay. But yeah, since there's no actual like Oritech progression made, just like building machines for it and stuff, I didn't really feel the need to record it. Now we'll start making progress on the actual reactor here. So to make this, we're going to need to craft this control panel. Which, do we have processing units? Can we craft these? Processing units, we cannot auto craft these, so let's get this in the system. So what we'll do is we'll just do this like this. We're going to teach the system how to make this, which will take centrifuging, I guess. So there, and then we'll just like come into our centrifuge right here. We'll teach the system to do carbon, things like this. I did a couple other recipes because I was just going down a rabbit hole, but I stopped myself, so nothing actually got done with it. And we're set up for particle accelerators though, so there is that. And now that processing units are taken care of, we'll need reactor walls. I'm assuming we'll need quite a bit of these. So what we'll do is we'll teach you how to make it in the assembler because that's just better. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the math on that. So we can also use the nickel reinforced. I'm not sure if we have that auto crafting. We don't. So what we can do is again go in here. There's just a better recipe for it. Then do this and this. That should be good. Sure, reactor wall should be good, which means we should be able to just ask for one of these and it should start working, which is very cool, very nice. So we got all of that, which means we should be able to craft ourselves a control panel. Very cool. All right, so it says here that reactors generate power by consuming uranium or plutonium pellets. We do not have plutonium pellets. Because that requires like a whole mechanism thing. We're not going down that route just yet. But if we look at uranium pellets, small uranium pellets, is there anything we can do with this? So when we need our uranium pellets can come from, so 3, 4, 2, duratium takes, we already have it in the system, or not in the system, but like we can craft it if we need to. Netherite ingots and platinum, which is easy enough for us. Because we look at our scrap, we have 206,000. So we're not hurting there. We had a platinum chicken as well. So again, not hurting. We can do that pretty easily. So I think we'll go with the more pellet producing power, whatever. So we'll go with that. We'll do, I mean, that's cheap though, but I'm not sure what are uranium gems hard to make. So we need to use this thing actually. Good thing that I just decided to make it. So we have uranium. Yeah, we should use the duratium stuff here. So what we'll do is get rid of this. Tell the system that we want to do it like this. Boom, boom. And then that goes in the assembler. There you go. And then from there, we need to teach the system how to make uranium gems, which takes uranium dust, and copper dust. That is extremely cheap. Or we can use raw uranium. Moral of the story is you can't use ingots, I guess. Then if we just encode this in a pattern, we need to teach the system how to make copper dust as well. Do a stack at a time. There we go. I've just been tossing stuff in the crusher over here. And then we should be able to come over here to the engraver, give it the recipe it needs. And then if we ask, we should be able to just ask for uranium pellets now, right? If we ask for it, we're missing uranium ingots. Correct. We are missing uranium ingots because this guy's not producing anything. I'll wait a little bit for me to get maxed out. While we wait for that chicken to get maxed out, though, we can do other things for this. So there's a thing to the wiki here that'll kind of show you. I opened up the wiki link. It'll kind of show you and walk you through how to do the reactors. So I'm gonna take a look at that and see what kind of how many blocks of different things that we need. So here it's saying you could go 64 blocks in each direction. So X, Y, and Z. We will for sure be doing that at some point, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think we have the power to support the machines needed to supply it with uranium, if that makes sense. Because these, I mean, we have the power to supply, it's just, I don't think these machines run fast enough, and that's kind of where the particle accelerators will come in. So what we're going to do is probably just start with a 5x5 reactor. It's best to start with a 5x5x5. Okay, so yeah. Electricity properly cooled design should not produce any leaking heat. Cool. So you can design your reactors as you wish. In general, dual quad rods use fuel more efficiently, generating more total RF per pellet, but are also much harder to cool. You can use active cooling with heat absorbers or passive cooling with heat vents. If a fuel rod contains temperature of over 2000 degrees Celsius for a long period of time, it will overheat and trigger a nuclear meltdown. That's not good. Warning size will gauge what reaches those temperatures depending on the size of the reactor and the number of fuel rods. Meltdown. Okay, so it's going to ask for quite a bit of reactor walls, and we're going to want a lot of reactor walls, so let's just make 200 for now. We have the resources for it. It'll build up for now. Excuse me, sir. This is a dangerous zone. You see all this caution? And while those are crafting, we can do reactor fuel where I need fuel. Reactor neutron reflector increases efficiency of nearby reactor rods. Okay, so we're definitely gonna want this. All this is easy for us actually. So that's no sweat off our backs really. All of that is craftable. We will put that in our molecular assemblers. Done. Then what else we're gonna need? We're gonna want a few reactor ports, which takes. Is there any reason at all in which you would not use this one over this? This just seems more expensive. Transparent item pipe. Maybe not. Maybe it's like generally the same. The steel machine, but you can't. It's harder to automate that, so we'll go with this one. So what we'll do is this, and I'll teach the system how to make all this good stuff. We'll need a chest here. We don't know how to make a chest yet, actually. Let's see. Chest. There we go. And then what else needs to be crafted in this? A hopper, I do believe. So now we should be good. I don't want to like bore you guys with all of this, but this is just kind of what I've been doing in between cuts, just to kind of show you. So the reactor fuel. I mean, so reactor fuel rod. Can I request like 20 of these? Yeah, I can. Cool. That works too. So it said the quad rods are better, which just takes that. So we need this, which takes that, which takes this. Can we make energites? Is that something the system already knows how to make? It is. Okay. So we'll go up to quad as well. Which means all that's left is the pellet there, and we're just waiting for on our uranium chicken, so not really worried about that. So from here, we need an energy port, which we don't need to autocraft that. And a redstone reactor port. I would assume those can just be one and dones. Energy pipe. We're for sure not using the Oritech version. We'll do that. We'll not request, just make a couple of those. This. Okay, that should be this quest done. All right, then we should start moving stuff to organize our inventory a little bit because, as you can see, it's a shit show. So there's those things done. That's done. We're gonna want coolant absorber. This is where coolant is supplied. Reactor heat absorbers. Yeah, so I think we're gonna definitely want this stuff. So the heat absorber. Ooh, it requires ice, which can come from a Twilight Ice Elemental or cooling. I think I like the cooling. Blue ice every 4 seconds. Waterlogged extractor, blue ice. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go back to this guy. We need 2 initial things of ice though, so we're gonna have to entropy this. Where is it? Do we have a bucket? Nope. We only have 3.5 million iron though. All right, now we have our 2 initial pieces of ice. Should be able to craft this bad boy. And then where will you live? You're just a simple little guy. Do you get add-ons? 4 block. All right, we need to at Oritech core. We need to teach how to make some of these things. We should actually be able to make this. The elite core. I think everything should be auto-craftable from that. Yep. And we will put it in. We'll get some elite cores. And for now should be fine. Everything will start kicking on. Here we go. Place this bad boy here. Assemble it. This will chill stuff for us. However, it's going to need a supply of water. Oh, we have infinite water. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's not going to be an issue. So we just come over here and probably just do something like this. Grab our export bus. Boom. Water. Like so. This should start getting water. Yep. We're also going to need an interface here. Just because we don't need that right there. We need to give it an induction card. I'm trying to power everything with our power and our AE2 stuff, which is up to 4.5 billion right now, but we'll be working on that. So now we have power and we'll get ice. So what we can do from here is really, I would say, here's what I want to do actually, because I don't want to flood the system with ice. What I'm going to do is something like this, where this, disconnect that, I think, with this, right? Oh, nope, that's wrong. Okay, like that. Then we do this, and now it'll store ice. And do we have a storage bus in here? We have a storage bus. We'll hook this up here, and then we will do this here. We have a quartz anchor. Anchor, please. Anchor me. Okay, let's do that. I think I made the wrong one. Oh, I don't. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. And then we'll just. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I'm like, where's the connection there? We'll do that. We'll put this storage as like ice to go in here. We'll grab our configuration tool, lock this, and there we go. And we should have ice in the system. and not storing on a disk. I have no idea how many absorbers we're gonna need. You're still crafting this. What's crafting? Oh, this stuff takes forever. It's very, very slow. Unfortunately, but there are ways to speed up in Oritech, but we'll do that in another episode. And we're also gonna need a port as well. I think that should be probably only need one port here. If I had to guess. Just because, I mean, it's a port. It's not actually going in the reactor. So that's that done. Heat vents and heat pipes. Reactor heat vents remove heat from the hottest neighboring components. Fuel rods or heat pipes and vent out of the reactor. The amount of heat removed is based on the temperature of the neighboring component. Hotter components will result in more heat removed. Do we need these? Maybe? I mean, it couldn't hurt, right? I would have to imagine the actively cooling them is better than passively cooling them. So what we're going to do here is we'll request a couple... We're still waiting on that. So I guess what we need to do is really just... We're also going to need a lot of these ports. Actually, it's not just one. You need to put them on top of every reactor heat absorber that you want. And then just pump your cooling into that. So we'll do that. And from there, we can go, I guess. I'm not sure if we'll do a 5x5 or something bigger. Probably something bigger, but at this point, I'm still just... At this point, we're really just waiting on this chicken, to be honest. Bada bing, bada boom. We got ourselves a max level uranium chicken who will live here. I guess we have uranium. Where is the uranium? All right, I put it in here. Cool. So now we have our uranium stocks are going up. Very cool. All right, so let's see here. If we just request the wads, let's do this 20. It should be fine. I mean, I'm sure it'll take a while with everything that has to craft and all that, but yeah, this stuff is slow. Slow. All right, I've dug out an area for our reactor. As you can see, it is massive. It is a massive hole I've made. Look at it. And for our initial, like, 10 by 10 or whatever we're going to do, entirely overkill. However, I put it on peaceful because this place turned into an absolute war zone before I got lit up. I started dealing with it. So, yeah, once we get our max size reactor, though, it will fit in here. And that's what I was going for with this. All right, I tried crafting some uranium pellets, and it seems to just only put it into here and not... Well, that's weird. That's, fill evenly, I think is what we want. Okay. Why are you not getting power? We have power. We have over 11 billion power. Why you no receive power? So I guess to power this thing, you have to use Endirk lasers, I guess. Which would make sense, I guess. So Endirk laser, my boy. What is this? What are we missing? Plating. Let's just go ahead and make 40. I don't know. Might as well. And then we'll power it with the lasers, I guess. All right, let's try with 3 for now, I guess. Place them here like so. Then we can grab our plating, put them on, and then we should be able to... Missing core... Oh, it was plating, not the core blocks. I'm stupid. At Ori core. Do we have any cores? Oh my god, do we have cores or what? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Very nice, boys. They're staring at me. Alright, so then we're gonna need the... At Ori... Where's that target detonator? Thank you. And I think we need to do this. And then this. And then this. And then they need to get powered. Then we'll just connect them up underneath like so. Let me dig out some extra space. And if I had to guess, this is now needing to be lit up. We just close this back up You should have all power. And then this has nothing in it, but then if we request the uranium once more, uranium pellet, make 100. Oh, nice. So yeah, I assume the more lasers you have, the faster it goes, but this seems to be good enough, honestly. Yeah, I saw the details that fell evenly. That seemed to fix the issue. Now we have uranium pellets going, we can go ahead and start building our actual reactor. Not really sure what size I want to go with right now. It's not really that big of a deal, to be honest. We have our own little piece of the network over here, has access to all 128 channels. It doesn't need 128 channels, but I don't want it to get mixed up with all the other channels I'll be using up there, just in case we have some weird freak accident where I lose count and then this thing blows up. So I think we'll do a 1, 2, 3, 4, do a 5x5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can do better than 5x5. I think this will do. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 9x9. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then from here, I'm not sure of like actual efficiencies. We're going to do a classic, more like checkered board. So we're going to do every other. That's probably going to be our best approach, like this for the coolant stuff. And then we'll do the fuel ports in between. I'm assuming checkered's going to be the best. And then we'll just, again, checker it. I'm waiting for a whole bunch of stuff to craft, and this Oritech stuff is just so slow. So we're going to look into getting some upgrades here. That's actually sick. What the fuck? That's a sick looking pickaxe. We're going to want speed and efficiency. So we're going to want the efficiency add-on. And really, I'm going to see how high we can get. I wonder if a efficient speed add-on for 450 though, that's expensive. That's really expensive actually. It's insanely expensive. Which is crazy. Is it worth it? I mean, how much money do we have? We have money. We have the money. Let's see. I mean, we can try it out. Actually, site, no, we can't. We have not got the tier for it just yet. And I'm just gonna go through and teach all the recipes in case, unless there's something that's like weird, but from what I've seen so far, it's all pretty much everything we have access to. It's using machines we have access to and recipes we know, so I'm not gonna record it all. Alright, should be able to go up to tier 5. Tier 6 requires some quantum stuff, so if we request efficient, I can spell the efficient tier 5, we should be able to request it. Yes. Nothing crazy. Everything is pretty doable, so didn't really come in for any of it. Alright, seems that the efficient speed add-on up to tier 5 works. I went AFK for a little bit because I had to get some stuff done. Looks like a loopy came by. So we should, in theory, be able to just take this and, like, if we want, just place it down like here. And now it sees we have an efficiency boost and a time boost. So now if we ask for, like, a couple more of these, or we need wheat because some of it requires the biofuel stuff, and we don't really have any wheat for that. So, well, I say we don't have any wheat. I think we do. I'm pretty sure I'm growing it. Yeah. Which means, let me just get a drawer real quick, and we'll just store this stuff. No reason not to. We'll do that. Then we can request the efficiency add-on thing. Yeah, we'll do another 4 and have it craft up. So this is definitely better. It's still not as fast as I would like it, but we're also not the highest tier, and it's also just much better. It still looks kind of slow, but I promise you this is a lot faster than what it was. Turns out they can also be stacked, so looks like we have another room for one more back there. That would be where this thing is. We'll leave it for now. Not totally sure, but this guy needs one, and this dude for sure needs both. And now it's fully sped up as much as we can. Realistically, at least. This has no room for add-ons. This has no room for add-ons. All right, so now I guess we can just go for the quad stuff. The quad rods. The quad rods. Let's kind of show you guys where this is going. So all these rods have to go underneath the fuel ports. So if we come over here, it's kind of hard to see, but we have the absorber, and now we have the fuel. Fuel, fuel, fuel. Now let's do this. But while I'm doing that, though, I want to start the craft for the other stuff. Just as a heads up, this stuff is not cheap. Well, for sure, well, not right now. We won't need 200, but we'll for sure eventually need 200. So this stuff is like really not cheap. It's gonna take a long time to craft this, actually. Yeah, 2,400 diamonds, 2,300 gold, 576 netherite, lots of things. Okay, there's no CPUs that are big enough for that. At AE, do we have any of these 64s? Okay, we're just gonna craft another 64. Shouldn't be too hard. Now we can craft it. We'll start that off, and I'm sure this will take. It's gonna take a long time. Yeah, it's still not as fast as I would like it to be, but it's much faster than it used to be. I did a lot of work between cuts. I realized they can add on these machine add-on extenders, and they just plaster them all over the place. We have a lot of tier 5s. I just started crafting a whole bunch. Just because for what we need to craft for the reactors, taking entirely too long. Now if we request a quad stuff now and request 200 of it, it'll work a lot faster. Like, look at this, like the speed on this bad boy. It is much faster. Like, look at the animations. Like, it's much better. And I did the same with all of them too. Like, all of these have them. Everything's got it. Also worth noting, we got a big dog spawn, Clifford. How cool. Yeah, because before we were waiting like 5+ minutes, not even getting one of these, and after 2 minutes we have 18, so definitely needed. Now I get back to building this. First layer is done just to show you what it looks like, and I'm just going to keep building them down until we get out here. Does anyone see such speed and efficiency? That is so much faster than it used to be. Now it's all filled in. Now we just gotta walk around and fill in the other things like our redstone ports and our energy ports. I think all this can just go into one side though. I'm not really that worried about it. So we can just like do our reactor control panel here, I guess. The redstone can go over here. Port can go over here. And then we'll just run some cabling. Grab our dense cable. How about that? Let me just gonna run it over. Now we have a way to pull the power out of the system and into our ME system. I'll just need to cover up the rest of this with some reactor walls. Do we have reactor walls hanging around? No. I will make 200 for now because we'll need it at some point. But I think we should be good. Now I just need to go. Now I need a way to get all the uranium pellets and the coolant in here, which will be pretty easy. So on one hand, I need to export uranium pellets with acceleration cards and a crafting card. So we can just get all of our uranium pellets out there like so. And here we're going to want to export water into this with acceleration cards also to make sure nothing blows up. That's always well and good. So now we have water and our uranium for this. Now we need to find some way to get it all in here, and I know just how to do it. All right, it seems to be working. Uranium's getting funneled in because, oh, nope, not that. As you can see, it's going out of there. Water should be in here. Let me just double check. We got water in here? No. There is no water in here. Weird. There should be water in here. Oh, I know. West side. Forgot that. West side mechanism type stuff. That's the reactor. Oh! I didn't click that. Damn it. Wait, our reactor turned on before I did anything, but he turned on. Heating unstable, dangerous. So it's not pulling the water out. This sounds like it's still on. It shouldn't be on, right? Used to assemble. What is this stuff? Why is this not working? Outputs the energy of the reactor. Okay, so you're I mean, we should be getting power from this, right? It doesn't look like we are. We're stagnant. Something's eating it all. But we should be putting power into this. All right, so I guess they don't take water. They take ice. Let's hope this ice production is enough. It produces 3 at a time, so hopefully it is, but we'll definitely need to do something about that for when we max this thing out. All right, reactor controller. Go ahead and see if this tries to kill itself or not. Unstable, dangerous. All right, so that doesn't work either. Oh my god, there's like fire and stuff above it. Interesting. I'm gonna try this one more time, and if this doesn't work, that means heating, unstable, dangerous. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. So it's our setup is bad, I guess. All right, I went back to the wiki, and they really emphasize cooling. So yeah, mine is dog water. All right, my design was so bad, I'm ripping down the whole thing. And we're just gonna possibly, let me see, look how it's red. Let me check something real quick. All right, we're pretty much overtime right now, but I still want to do it anyway. We're gonna be doing hopefully a max size reactor. Let's see how long it's gonna take me. It's gonna take me forever, but I'm ahead on episodes, so it should be fine. Which means I'm gonna start crafting like 10,000 reactor walls. Oh my god, we're missing steel. Our steel production sucks. I guess we'll start off with 5,000. We'll knock it down a little bit. Here is our outline of sudden max size reactor. Now I just need to fill it in. So I think I made a good amount of reactor quad rods. We'll definitely use them all because we have a 64 tall thing here. So it'll be 62 on the inside, so it's fine. I'll try and link the Reddit post I'm following, but it's basically this. You do reactor pipe on the side, or the heat pipe, this quad rod, heat pipe, and you do 3 heat pipes, quad, 3, I think, quad, 3, quad. Actually, that did not fit. I'm going to try and go with my own design here, so we'll see what happens. Alright, here's my design. It took me a while to make. I have no idea if it's going to work or not, but yeah. I pulled this one out of my ass, I'm not going to lie. I just made things kind of symmetrical, and it's the max size, so here we go. Yes, we have like, there's some doubles and some quads, mostly quads. There's a double in every corner, and there's also a double here. As well, but the rest of them are quads. They all have at least 2 reflectors. I try to like quarantine them off in like certain areas, and I try to make it very hard for heat to get to from one reactor to the other one. Ideally, you want it to all be gone by then. Yeah, all these are heat vents, heat pipes, heat absorber, things like that. So I mean, we'll see if this works. I'm going to do 1 layer, and if it turns on and runs well, it means it's going to work. So I'm going to test this, and if it works out, I'm just going to build it up. Looks a lot different when I cover up all the vents. All right, let's see if this design works. I just went to Reddit to try and find one. I'll leave it in the description if it ends up working. But hopefully this does work, because I've been working on this for a very, very long time. And yeah, we're trying to get uranium into the system here. It'll eventually backlog, but for now it gets very laggy once I look at the screen. Unstable, but right now we're producing a little over 10 million a tick, which means, yeah, we should be yeah, buddy, look at those numbers go up. But yeah, so we are using superconductors from Oritech because the ultimate only transfers 3.27 million per tick, and these transfer 4.1 million, I think. Yeah, so about 4.2 million per tick, so it's a little bit more per tick. And if we need more, really all we have to do is just make more accessors with more superconductors. That's really the best way I know how to do it. Actually, I'm stupid, aren't I? We can just get a plug. A flux plug. Yep. Let's go ahead and make ourselves one of these bad boys, shall we? Okay, I'm about to say, how do we not have any of this? Okay. Oh, I accidentally used all this to craft. Alright, so let's get a flux plug. Let's pull this out. We only want to pull from one side, actually. So let's go ahead, put it here. And we set this limit to... Oh, yeah. It'll pull it all out. We don't even need this. Because... this seems to work, though, which is great. I'm not going to build it up all the way to the top just because we don't have the resources to do it. Well, we do have the resources. It just... The amount of time it takes to craft one layer of this is actually insane. It probably takes, like, 30-ish minutes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, give or take on what else is crafting. But 30 minutes on average per layer, when we have all these other layers to go, is not going to cut it. So, yeah, we are now producing... I think it's really laggy when I look at this, but I assume it's only going to get better. It is dangerous, but it's not going to explode. I'll leave the link to the Reddit one in the description. But yeah, I'm sure once it gets the full capacity, we're producing probably like 12-ish million a tick, which is much, much better than what we were producing. So like, yeah, look at that number go up. But yeah, I'm going to let this run. And I'm going to get some, probably just build up some more infrastructure for us. And then... I'll see how much time we have left. All right, so we have no time left, and I'll leave the reactor like this for now, just because we can just keep easily expanding this and getting our power way up. But yeah, I think over 11 million per tick right now will do us more than good, and this will be for sure be our last power source in the pack. I don't think anything is going to need more power than this, because if we're... I kind of want to see what this is at, you know, once it gets all the way up there. And I think we'll be able to make enough uranium, or whatever. We should be in a net gain of uranium here. Yeah, we are. So, the uranium pellets, though, we'll see if we're making them fast enough. Time will tell. But there's a bunch of these to fill up, so I think we'll see. But, yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for today, and I'll see y'all next time. Something else I realized, we're also bottlenecking ourselves over here. So yeah, I think I'll put a point over here. Remove this, because yeah, now we should be good. Oh yeah, now does power go up. That universal ultimate cable was seriously bottlenecking us, so now we are bringing in the power. Oh yeah, now we can do whatever we want, honestly. That one layer probably hold us for the rest of the pack, but obviously we'll have to make it bigger. But anyway, now for real, see ya. Actually, I'm gonna sit here and like let it fill up backlog itself, and then I'll show you guys at the end how much this produces, because we're already up way more than I thought we would. We're not even halfway filled up yet. We are making progress though. We have stacks in most of in these front rows here, so we're for sure making progress. But I think, yeah, see like here, we don't have anything, and that's like literally the halfway point, almost, just about. So yeah, and we're already up to almost 16.6 million. So with our current uranium production and all these other pipelines, we're capping out. This thing is not fully filled in yet, so it still has room to grow. However, we're stopping right around 38.7, 39, low 39 millions per tick, so still more than we need. But for us to improve this, we need to improve our Oritech lines here. I'll show this, then we'll end the episode. Let's see, it is right here. So yeah, I added some more of these, but like we're producing uranium decently quickly. At this point, we probably need to switch over to plutonium, but that's a whole nother thing, because it needs like particle colliders and all of that. That we'll do some other points. whenever we need more power, which is not now at all. This thing is producing like, yeah, we're producing pellets pretty quickly, so not really worried about it. But yeah, I think that'll just about end things for today. I think we should have a 16, no, a 4 million. This guy should have this ready. Let's throw this guy into a storage house. I think we should. Before we end the episode, just to, I don't know, just because. Just because. There we go. So 4 million FE storage. We don't need this much storage at all. We already have 1.3, about 1.4 trillion. But, you know, now we have more power. Anyway, see you.